So after an entire day of cleaning, mostly, I got this cross member fabbed in for the CD00A transmission. I just took the stock cross member from the 350Z. I knew I had these 1x2 rails that were real solid. I wanted to kind of build off of that more than like some of the 4-pan mounts. So I just took that 3/8 bar. It needed a little bit more height, so I added another piece of this 3/8 that I just had cut off the other piece. It's really the only reason I made it shorter. It's just scrap. And welded that 350 cross member to it. So I think that's going to work out well. A lot stronger than more of the options I've seen, like bolted to the 4-pan, and you know, it still uses the insulator mount that's bolted to the CD00A. It was in the 350. This bolt here absorbs a lot of vibration through that insulator mount, and if later I want to swap to a poly mount, I could just replace that. So like I said, super cheap parts for the 350. But yeah, this is that real strong frame rails that I built. So it's bolted all the way through the rail with a nut on top. So I think it'll be stronger than it ever was. Hold up plenty. And as far as the ground clearance, it's higher than the, as far as ground clearance, it's higher off the ground than the rear suspension, just slightly, and slightly higher than that front subframe. So all in all, really good clearance on the entire, well, it's all low, but it's all off the ground. Actually, the front still my lowest point in this whole thing. So on these motor mounts, this is what on the last video I was talking about. I don't know why. This is an ISR kit for a 350Z. I don't know what the deal is on the subframe, but it's like the mounts aren't wide enough. It's in this hole with a nut. These holes are slotted in the subframe. So that mount goes in, bolt goes through, and it's got a nut on the bottom of this one. It landed perfectly. This one's acting like it's just not wide enough for whatever reason this way. So due to that, the engine's still setting a hair low on the left side. So like I talked about in the last video, my plan is just to put a 3/8 plate right here between the block and this mount, and that should kick this out. I'm hoping far enough to bring this out far enough to, you know, bring this point over so it'll drop down in the mount correctly. And then when this rotates, it'll also raise the left side of the engine up where it's supposed to be. But other than that, beautiful fitment with a ISR pan. Run an external oil filter there, relocation. The Siki kit. And this is that Clutch Masters slave cylinder with the braided lines that comes up out of the, gets rid of all that quick connect crap that Nissan had originally done. There's another peek at my header fitment, how tight it is to the steering shaft. But it's all clear. It's all actually really nice. I got a lot of room for the exhaust. I'll probably actually, looking at it now, I'll probably actually trim this even more narrow on both sides, and this will probably be cut. Actually, I'm looking at it now. This will be cut straight up and down right here. It's going to come back out and get cut, and that will give me room for my exhaust pipe to come down and come through these openings around the transmission. Yeah. And that'll keep the exhaust and everything up above this subframe, or this crossmember, rather. Got good alignment with my drive shaft. And just make the dual exhaust all fit through this tunnel up under the drive shaft. Like to come through and have a place for like an X pipe right here, and maybe just turn downs. I really don't think it's going to get around that rear subframe. Yeah, I think it's just going to have to X pipe and turn down. It's going to be loud, you know, hot rod anyway, so that's all good. But after cleaning up the shop, this 260Z will get painted. The parts will get painted in the next week. This car needs to come out. Parts get painted, and the next project you'll see in here is a GMC C10 65 that needs finished up on the paintwork. And this side of the shop still needs cleaned desperately in the next few days. And you'll see that 82 Toyota frame off custom build being assembled over here before it gets painted. So, and the F100, it's got a whole building full of brand new parts, but it's the furthest away from being complete, so I'm going to work on it this summer after the Toyota and C10 is finished. So, just a shop update. I appreciate it, guys. Like and subscribe. Peace.